Hi everybody, Eric here with another review. Something different this time, another DC figure. We're looking today at the McFarlane DC Multiverse Dark Knight's Death Metal Wonder Woman. I just got this at GameStop. I believe this is the newest wave. And this is based on that Batman storyline, comic storyline, Dark Knight's Death Metal, following the events of Dark Knight's Metal, I believe. First impressions, this thing is super nice. I really do love the sculpting and the paintwork on this. Real quick, let me show you some of the accessories it comes with, or at least like the not so important accessories. So the accessories this Wonder Woman comes with is, of course, this really basic McFarlane stand with DC printed right there, and these Build-A-Figure pieces to make the character known as Darkfather. I believe this is Darkseid and Batman crossed over. Real quick, you can see this thing is done super nicely. He does have this nice like Darkseid type of sculpting. He looks like rock, basically. Reminds you a lot of the Devastator Batman. You can see his yellow eyes, the black outline around them. This is more reminiscent of the older blue Batman. So we get this and the cape. Really nice long capes, actually about as tall as Wonder Woman. Really nice sculpted detail, and you guys can see that detail in there. You guys can hear that. Really nice, you know, basic Batman cape, and it just does go like that, something like that. And we do get this little card. If you guys want to read that, go ahead and pause it. Dark Knight's Death Metal. See that, Diana Prince, and then some artwork. Our photo of the figure. So now let's actually get back into the figure. So here I am with a closer up look at the figure. Real quick, the painting on this is probably the nicest I've ever seen on a McFarlane figure. I mean, apart from you know, the Devastator, but this is actually my first female figure in this line. You know, I saw this and I was curious at GameStop, by the way, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna get it, and I'm really blown away by it. I really do love the sculpting on this. You guys can see here, really nice, a bunch of little details in, sorry about that, her crown or headpiece. The face is painted on immaculately, you know, it looks really clean. I love that McFarlane has really high quality control. You know, the face looks super clean, really nice paint. The sculpting on this hair is amazing. I actually don't know in the comic if her hair is blue. I think that's just that shading they did in the 90s with that they'd make black hair blue, you know, blue highlights. That does look really nice though, very natural. Excuse me, she does have these really nice shoulder pads, like skull monster shoulder pads right here. It does look like really nice weathered bones. There's a lot of nice sculpting and shading all around there. Got a strap in there, same thing on the other side. Her chest armor is sculpted really nicely. I guess the one thing I would say, if there could have been some paint shading on this, since this is just a flat red. Her golden bracers are done really nicely too. I do like this alternate look on Wonder Woman. You guys can see that. You know, her other bracers would just be straight flat, but these do have some really nice sculpting. Really nice metallic gold, like a darker metallic gold. A little bit different from the one in her breastplate. You know, little skirt, same thing. The same gold on the blue, the W for the Wonder Woman. You know, same golden design here along the legs, and a lot of gold farther down on the boots, leading up to her little heels. A little bit of a paint wear right there, or paint bleeding, but not bad. You know, overall, really nice sculpted detail. I really do love this cape as well. It's the same type of material as the one on Darkfather. A little bit different detail and like texture you feel on it. This is more like rocky. This looks more like cloth. You guys can see that kind of like a honeycomb pattern. And I'm really surprised by how this cape turned out because of how thin and flexible it is. You know, like the Superman's cape and the Batman have had, this one is really stiff, right? You guys can see that. This one is very fluid, like actual rubber. I'm pretty stoked about that. You know, this figure does look really cool. Now let's get a look at her actual fighting accessory. So the one accessory this Wonder Woman does come with is this This is known as the Chainsaw of Truth, according to that card I read earlier. Not much I can say about this other than it looks pretty cool, I guess. I do like this nice shade of silver, and there is lots of really tiny sculpting done here. Like, look at the detail on this. You know, I can't complain. It does look super nice. I really kind of would have wished if they had done some shading in this. I mean, it almost looks like this is supposed to be like wrapped in like leather or something. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but you know, it is just plain gold. And excuse me, this actual blade piece, if it had maybe been shaded a little bit, it wouldn't look so out of place. But you know, for the most part, this is a really nice accessory, and I do like that it's actual hard plastic, not flimsy plastic like that Batman we saw. Either way, it does fit into her hand really, really easily. By the way, her hands is just one fist hand and the other trigger holding hand, and this does fit in really easily like so. It does look really nice. You guys can see that. It does fit in really well. Let me get a better angle on this. All right, there we go. You know, there it is. It fits really nicely in her hand. It doesn't look too out of place. Like I said earlier, I actually have never seen this design of Wonder Woman, so I can only assume that this is what it looks like in the comic book, because I know these McFarlane figures are pretty good at getting comic accuracy. But you know, it doesn't look that bad. It's like a gun type of a long range and a melee weapon. I mean, it doesn't look that bad, like I said, and I do like that the gold matches everything on here. So that were the accessories. Now let's look at the articulation. So here we are back with the Wonder Woman. Now let's take a quick look at the articulation. The head does go up a little bit, down more than up. A little bit, you know, it can turn a little bit. It is kind of hindered by the hair. Arms do go forward, back, out on both sides. Same thing, they got that ball joint in there. We got an upper arm swivel right at these arm straps. We got a double jointed elbow. Both sides, the hands can do a full 360. And you can angle them to change the way the hand goes. So like this, like that, or like this. And that is for both sides as well. You can see that. Same thing over here. Same thing. She does have an ab articulation, but it is under this soft piece right here. It's the same thing as the Witcher, and I think it doesn't come to mind, but it's the same as another figure I had, the Witcher, where this is actually like a skeleton underneath this pliable plastic. You guys can see that it is sinking in. Yeah, it does move, but you know, it's the plastic keeps it kind of in place. Either way, side to side a little bit, you know, not too bad. Legs do go forward, back. She can do the splits. You know, it is the skirt makes it articulate better instead of having like you know, it doesn't really impede articulation. We got double jointed knees on both sides, and I don't know if this is just the comic book art or the way the figure is, but it almost seems like her like hips and her legs are gigantic compared to her body. I mean, that could just be me. Either way, the foot does go down and up a little bit. It isn't hindered a lot by the design of her boots. You know, they are like heels, but it does go up and down. She does have a toe joint, really, really nice toe joint. And you can get it to do an ankle pivot. It just is really, really difficult because, never mind, you can't. Anyway, yeah, so that's the articulation. Real quick, I'm going to talk about some things I don't like about this figure and things that I do like. So for the most part, this is a really nice figure, but it does have a little bit of flaws. First of all, I'd like to say it could have used a little bit more paint variation in the armor pieces apart from just the shoulder pads. I mean, I guess a lot of the money went into the sculpt, and it does look really nice in the hair. But a lot of these like gold pieces, the whole chest, the cape, and some of the blue is just very bland. You know, this is $30 per figure because it does come with those Build-A-Figure pieces, but this is $30 just for a figure, you know what I mean? And some of the skin could use some shading as well, in my opinion, of course. She doesn't stand too well by herself either, just because, I mean, of course you're doing it now, But because of the design of her shoes, it's really hard to make her stand. And yeah, I guess those are only complaints. Maybe the ab articulation, but yeah. Let's get on to some size comparisons. There's Wonder Woman next to the Quantum Ranger. Of course, a bigger figure line. There she is next to another DC McFarlane figure. Azrael. You can see they're basically the same height. Actually, I don't know if you guys can see it, but they practically are. Here she is lastly next to my last review, Kamen Rider Ryuki, and the same thing with the Quantum Ranger. She towers over 6.5-inch scale figures. Now let's get on to our final thoughts. So here I am with my final thoughts. This is honestly a really solid figure by McFarlane, and I was bashing the price point, but honestly, it is justifiable. This is a really nice figure. My first ever Wonder Woman figure. I'm telling you, I really dig the design. The cape is done really well. Basically, everything is sculpted really nicely. The only thing I kind of could improve on would be the paints. Other than that, this figure is super nice. I definitely recommend it. If you guys see it, I picked it up at GameStop. You know, good luck. Happy hunting, guys. Rate, comment, subscribe. See you in the next review. Peace.